سبع عجاف وسبع سنبلات خضر وأخر يابسات يا أيها الملأ أفتوني في رؤياي إن كنتم للرؤيا تعبرون قالوا أضغاث أحلام وما نحن بتأويل الأحلام بعالمين وقال الذي نجا منهما وادكر بعد أمة أنا أنبئكم بتأويله فأرسلون يوسف أيها الصديق أفتنا في 7 بقرات سمان يأكلهن 7 عجاف و7 سنبلات خضر وأخر يابسات لعلي أرجع إلى الناس لعلهم يعلمون قال تزرعون 7 سنين دأبا فما حصدتم فذروه في سنبله إلا قليلا مما تأكلون ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك 7 شداد يأكلن ما قدمتم لهن إلا قليلا مما تحصنون ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك عام فيه يغاث الناس وفيه يعصرون وقال الملك ائتوني به فلما جاءه الرسول قال ارجع إلى ربك فاسأله ما بال النسوة اللاتي قطعن أيديهن إن ربي بكيدهن عليم قال ما خطبكن إذ راوتن يوسف عن نفسه قلنا حاش لله ما علمنا عليه من سوء قالت امرأة العزيز الآن حصحص الحق أنا راودته عن نفسه فاستعصم ولئن لم يفعل وإنه لمن الصادقين ذلك ليعلم أني لم أخنه بالغيب وأن الله لا يهدي كيد الخائنين صدق الله وصدق رسوله النبي الأمي الكريم. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, last Friday we were talking about those 2 young guys who were there in jail with Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, and they came to him asking for the interpretation of their dreams. And Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, he explained to them what will happen to you. And as it happened accordingly, as he told them. So now, the king himself saw a dream, and that was a confusing dream. As I mentioned a few times in my durus and lectures, that in this regard in Tabi'een there is a great alim who was considered as authentic authority in interpretation of dreams. And his name is Imam Muhammad ibn Sirin, rahmatullahi alayh. Even the great jurists like Imam Malik ibn Anas and Imam Abu Hanifa, whenever they saw a dream, they used to ask Imam Muhammad ibn Sirin for their dream. Because I told you that an interpretation of dream, actually lot of knowledge is not needed. Knowledge to some extent, but number 1, purification of your heart. How sanctified is the heart of the person concerned. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspires him that this will be the interpretation of dream. That is number 2. And condition number 3 is we are living here in time and space. So that's why the mu'abbir, the interpreter, he is taking into consideration number 1, the time, number 2, the space, number 3, the person concerned who saw the dream. And these things are logical and reasonable. So anyhow, Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, he was given this talent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We call it ilm laduni or ilm wahabi, which means in English, gifted knowledge. So that's a gifted knowledge and a gifted wisdom, and who has been blessed in such a way by Allah, he is the luckiest man. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us as well. And I can give you a prescription in this regard. Very easy prescription when I'm telling it, but very difficult in practice. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, Man amila bima alima a'tahu Allahu ilma ma lam ya'lam. Aw kama qala alayhi salatu wassalam. Who practiced accordingly or in accordance with what he has learned, according to his knowledge. He practiced properly without any flip-flop and ping-pong. Yes, with full sincerity. So Allah blesses him with gifted knowledge. And that's the case in any profession. Look at me. If a doctor is MD, and let's say, for example, he has done specialization in a specific field, but he does not do clinic, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10 years later, he will not be able to tell you what should be eaten for headache. Got it? And even a dispenser who is not a doctor, a dispenser who is practicing as a dispenser, he knows more than that type of doctor. Why? Because this blessing is coming to everyone from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the profession concerned. You are getting what I'm saying? And that's why Einstein said that signals are coming down from the upper world. But two things are needed. Number one, loneliness. You have to sit somewhere alone and alone. And number two, how much you are focusing on that. And he said, add it to that. He said that I don't have extraordinary brain. I have like regular and normal brain. But the only thing is that I am sitting alone and alone. I am focusing, and then my brain is catching those signals which are coming down. He said that people say ideas are in the brain. He said no. Ideas are coming for supernatural power. And supernatural power, as you know, to us that is Allah. To him that is supernatural power or metaphysical power. So just apply the same rule to your own field. If you are a Muslim, whatever you learned, you are practicing accordingly, then you will see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you with the gifted knowledge. Got it? Like as you know, that I am giving a lot of jokes. So somebody asked me, Hisham, that where from you are getting these jokes? So I told him that this is inspiration by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is it? Okay. So anyhow, my dear, unfortunately I'm not getting knowledge. I'm getting jokes only. So anyhow, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, now when the king, he saw the dream, and the dream was, Inni ara sab'a baqaratin simanin, 7 fat cows, yakuluhunna sab'un ijafun, and 7 lean other cows, they are eating them up. Wa sab'a sumbulatin, on one hand I see 7 green ears of grain, wa ukhra yabisat, and some others is dry ears of grain. And then, as you know, king is king. Whatever he is speaking out, that is law, that is rule. There is no written constitution in kingdom. Is there any? No. Yeah, this is the constitution and this is the law, whatever that is. So anyhow, now when he came, he was confused. So he summoned an emergency meeting of the cabinet. And he said, I have seen this type of dream. Just interpret and explain it. What is this? So now, as they were common lay people, knowing nothing in this regard, so they said, Adghasu ahlam, confusing dreams. It happens. So I was referring to Imam Muhammad ibn Sirin, rahmatullahi alayh. He says that dreams are of three types. One is called Hadithun Nafs. What? And Hadithun Nafs is that type of dream. Whatever you are doing at daytime, you see the same thing in your dream. Actually, that is imprinted there in your subconscious, and subconscious, when the conscience is sleeping, so subconscious, he is working. Got it? Because when the president is out of country, so Kamala Harris, she will be the acting president. So then the subconscious, he becomes the president. So what he is doing is, you know, that sometime the vice president or whosoever is the acting, he is showing some extraordinary actions. And that is the case of subconscious. Hisham, so you are missing the class. So